Near net spin, Venmo stash. Too many ways for you to run my cash.
Check reparation, 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 check reparation.
Well, if you talking compensation, it's about that time. You gave everybody.
Blessed risings, good afternoon, or good evening. Depending on where in the world you are tapping in from, you got to keep in mind that Keep It P podcast is a global show, and today we will be discussing abduction rescue gone horribly wrong in Virginia. We'll be talking about that and more when we return from these brief messages on this episode of PCP Gone Wild. Welcome back. This is the Keep It P podcast, where we take news, situations, and everyday occurrences, and we show how one could or could not be keeping it P. And today, I am your host, TZ Von Savage, in the place to be Sucker MCs. This is an article out of the Rutabaga. It's by Kaylin Womack, as you can see on the screen. Rest in peace from what it looks like a brother and sister. I want to say that whether I'm smelling rhino jerky or cheetah pea. Let me show you who we are.
Exit the house before the fire began. However, Brett's autopsy report ruled his death as a homicide. So, the real culprit. Tune in next week in Small Town Horror Revisit next at theroot.com.
If you smell rhino jerky, put a rhino in the comments. New York State Police issued a statewide endangered adult alert after reports of a woman being kidnapped at gunpoint. The suspect's vehicle was tracked down I-95 south crossing into Virginia when police engaged in a speed chase. Is it high speeds or? So it wasn't really high speeds, but the speed, it was fast, but not a high speed chase. I never heard of a speed chase. It just was a speed chase. We was just getting fast and the furious out there. And then it just was, we were speeding. So they were in a speed chase, which ended in a shootout. We was in a speed chase, and then at A to Z we just was shooting. The victim was found dead with a gunshot wound, but it's unclear if the police or suspect fired the bullet. So we don't know who killed the black people. Could have been an execution by the slave patrol. Tatiana in David, 34, was kidnapped by Michael C. Davis on the morning of her birthday. Oh, that ain't right. Happy Earth Day. Oh, rest in peace. Oh. The report says the two have a 4-year-old son. Neighbors told local SYR said they heard screaming from the home and witnessed Davis forcing her inside a white SUV. They then alerted the police. Around 9:40, how you get all the way to Virginia? I thought you were in New York. How you get all the way to Virginia if they called the police right away? Man, this ain't, you done A to Z'd me, and then now I smell fish sticks. That's it. That's all. I smell fish sticks. Around 9:40 p.m., Virginia State Police were alerted of a car matching the description of what Davis was last seen driving. Whether Davis lived in Virginia or was not made clear by police while traveling southbound on Interstate 95 in Fairfax. The driver of the vehicle was pulled over, and a state trooper identified it as that of the kidnapping suspect. Suddenly, as the trooper walked up to the car, it pulled off, initiating a speed chase. This is the second time they use speed chase, so now I know it's not a typo. You're not meaning high speed chase. You're just meaning a chase that went fast, not excessively, just a fast chase. Then the mission to save an innocent woman took a fatal turn. That's what I said, just A to Z. They took off, speed chase, now she's dead. What? The fleeing SUV struck a guardrail but continued to drive southbound in Prince William County. The SUV drove off the right side of the road and crashed into the woods, police said. As troopers approached the SUV, the driver began shooting at them. Yeah, sure. State police returned fire, police said. Why? So you didn't want to wait? You couldn't take cover? Like, hold on, let's take cover. We can't possibly return fire because there's an innocent woman in there. No. Yeah, I'm smelling. Yeah, I'm smelling rhino jerky and the cheetah pea. It just is what it is. I'm really looking at these photos. It's still rest in peace. But I'm looking at these photos. And that's not smelling. I don't smell barbecue sauce. I'm not smelling it. Tatiana David was located deceased outside the vehicle at the crash location with an apparent gunshot wound. Her cause of death is pending investigation, and an autopsy is scheduled for later today, police said, so they can switch the bullets. Her father told Fox 5 DC she moved to New York to get away from Davis and claimed he waited for her to put her child on the school bus and followed her home. So this was way early in the morning. Y'all don't see him till 9:40 p.m. and the neighbors told it immediately. Wow, you were not a priority, sweetheart. And just to let you know, black people, you are never the priority when you call the slave patrol. You're the priority to be whacked. You're the priority to be contained, tamed, caged, docile. It goes on to say, some social media users have accused the police of failing to save David by sloppily shooting at the vehicle, disregarding her safety. Duh! Authorities say the suspect is in critical condition, suffering gunshot wounds fired by police. Oh, you know who did that shooting. She was killed in the police gunfight by the police. Her kidnapper is alive. They turned the kidnapping into a police murder by repeatedly and unnecessarily escalating the situation. No government should tolerate this. These cops should be fired and thrown in jail, tweeted one user. What you gonna do about it, Hammer? Nothing. Thrown in jail? No, we need to abolish the whole system. The whole system is slave patrol. Documentary coming soon. Abolish the slave patrol. Virginia police are working with New York police to investigate the kidnapping further and decide on criminal charges for Davis. Upon the investigation, the report says the officers involved have been placed on administrative leave with pay, and allegedly a GoFundMe account has been set up for them. They're on administrative leave as they figure out if they were the ones who fired the lethal shot that took Davis's life. And what if they was? What's going to happen to them? Nothing. They will get a huge severance package if they're even fired. And if they are fired and the severance package is not big enough, they will then be sued by the union. Then he will get his job back. And if that doesn't happen, and he does happen to be fired, he will get the heads up, won't be fired, he will resign, and therefore be able to practice anti-Black murderous racism once again. And that is what we learned here, boys and girls. Black lives do not matter. It is not an organization. Clearly, you can see here these black tetherino, cheetah pea smelling lives did not matter. I'm not trying to make a joke out of it. It is rest in peace. But this is how y'all be acting when these type of things happen to us. You act like it's a separate situation. So you will have to hold your own umfunfun, your own peel off rice, and your own pambada. I ain't gonna hold you, just gonna mold you, scold you, and fold you about being off code. Gonna leave you with 4 words as usual. Low love, peace. Sometimes you need this peace to get that peace. Blessings, be a blessing, give a blessing. Don't be afraid to receive a blessing. And maloha. Gotta go ha, out the doha, for sure ha. Big brother, light bright, supreme, almighty, signing off.